Welcome to Blessed and Boys, a podcast that believes that we're all winners. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of that win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference. Speaking of the bad betting picks, I did put a couple of bucks down today. I told you one of them. I put some money down on Pittsburgh plus 196 to win the NFC North. And I also found the Defensive Player of the Year odds. I put a couple of bucks on my man, Will Anderson, at plus 1,900.
Well, okay. All right. Our Patriots Saint / Cowboy of the Week is a defensive player. Never won Defensive Player of the Year, though.
He did not.
Defensive back Omar Stoutmire. Stoutmire was drafted in the 7th round, 224th overall by your Dallas Cowboys in the 1997 draft out of Fresno State. Stoutmire played strong safety in the nickel defense and took the place of future Hall of Famer Darren Woodson when he sustained a knee injury. Stoutmire started in his place against the Eagles, which registered 13 tackles. And that was the first time a rookie had started at safety for the Cowboys in a non-strike game since Michael Downs in 1981.
I'm so Downs.
In 1998, Stoutmire earned the free safety starting position over George Teague and Kenny Wheaton. On September 5th of 1999, Stoutmire was waived due to weaknesses in pass coverage.
That sounds familiar.
The next day, he'd fit right in right now.
I know. Is he available on the street?
On September 6th of 1999, he was claimed off waivers by the Cleveland Browns. He was never activated. He was subsequently released. On September 21st, October 6th of 1999, he was signed by the New York Jets. He would start 5 games at free safety and was cut August 26th of 2020. August 30th of 2020, he would stay in New York.
2000. You
I'm
got
sorry,
this guy,
2000.
You got this guy playing 20 years in the league over here.
My apologies. August 30th of 2000, he signed by the New York Giants, the other New York team, and he did play in Super Bowl 35. In 2001, he would finish second on the team in special teams tackles. He earned the starting free safety job in 2002, and in 2003, he was third on the team in total tackles with a career high of 109. In 2004, he would be replaced in the starting lineup by Brent Alexander before being put on IR due to a torn ACL and subsequently waived on February 22nd, 2005. July 29th of 2005, Stoutmire would sign with the then Washington Redskins, play 12 games, including 2 playoff games. And in the playoff win against the Buccaneers, he recorded 4 tackles and 1 sack. March 17th, 2006, fun fact about that date, that is also the same date that my alma mater, Northwestern State, defeated Iowa in the March Madness tournament of that year.
St. Patrick's Day.
But on St. Patrick's Day, yep. And the day after my 21st birthday, also. My 22nd birthday. Not my 22nd birthday. On that date, he signs with the New Orleans Saints. He would go on to win the strong safety starting position. He started 9 games, and he helped the team reach the playoffs. Of course, that was Sean Payton's first year, Drew Brees' first year. March 20th, 2007, Stoutmire would return to the Redskins, which for what would be his final NFL season. He only played in 3 games. He was not re-signed. For his career, Stoutmire recorded 7 interceptions, 2 for the Cowboys, 2 for the Jets, 2 for the Saints, and 1 for the Giants. So in the new Immaculate Grid category, recorded an interception, you can use Stoutmire for those teams. He would also record 5 sacks. For his career, he also recorded 5 sacks and 421 tackles. In his post-playing days, Stoutmire has founded the North Texas Jackrabbits, a track and field program for youths, and he currently coaches the Prestonwood Christian Academy track team. And in 2023, he was inducted into the Fresno Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brendan, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. Now here's a word from our sponsor, Izzy.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. Always fun to hear from our good friend Izzy and Mickey as well.
Do we have any emails from Donnie this week?
We do have a couple. Should I think I was going to wait till. Well, I guess we could maybe.
We can
about
wait.
it.
If it's about this week's game, we can talk. We can save it for the recap.
One is Well, okay. Yeah, one is a little bit more general.
Okay.
But we can save it. We can save it for when we get to the weekly recap.
Okay.
But if you want to hear your email read on the show, just send us a note, drop us a line, as it were. Emails blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDMBOYZ@gmail.com. Follow us on X, bless_them_boys. Follow myself at Paul Elliott _316, PAULELLIOTT. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. We are on Blue Sky, even though we don't check it most days, but we're still there. Interact with us, though.
Follow us for no content whatsoever.
Yeah, follow us. Yeah. If you're listening to us right now on YouTube, first of all, thank you. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're here. And you can also check us out on Spotify and Apple as well. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Appreciate all the feedback. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots.
Tell the bots.
The bots are people too.
Yeah, the bots helps us make our logo. So we should the bots. That's why the bots love us. They actually part of the marketing team.
I just got an ESPN alert. Shohei Ohtani just led off game 1 with a home run. So.
Come on, Reds.
He seems very well read. Well, we might talk a little baseball here in a little bit, but and we'll obviously talk about a lot of football. But before we do, here at Bless Them Boys, we do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
Speaking of George, I think you got yourself into a
But
little...
enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
Speaking of George, go ahead.
I was going to say the soundboard needs to get on its A game over here.
Okay. Speaking of George, you sound like you had a little Costanza moment during the week. You want to share?
I did. Well, this happened a couple of weeks ago, and I've been meaning to share it on the show, but it needs to be shared because this is a Seinfeld adjacent podcast. But when we have each month, we do like a little celebration for birthdays. You know, we sing "Happy Birthday, Happy." So we go downstairs, and like one of our executive assistants, she was like, "Hey, I can't go, but can you grab me whatever they have downstairs? Can you grab one and bring it up for me?" So
okay.
she told this to my coworker. We all went down together to the 4th floor, and so like we're leaving, and my coworker was like, "Oh, we need to get one for Julie." And so I was like, "Oh yeah." So I went and grabbed the cookie, took it up, put it on her desk floor, you know, like you do. So I put the cookie on the desk, go back to work. So Julie comes back to her desk, and she goes over to my coworker, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much for bringing me a cookie." And my coworker did not say, you know, "I'm not the one who brought it up." She didn't give me credit. She just accepted credit for me bringing the cookie up for her. Like, I mean, what we got a big salad situation going on over here.
You know, we're living in a society
we are living in a society. I just want my thank you. You know, if it had been a regular sized cookie, I wouldn't have minded. But she had to have the big cookie.
I was gonna ask, was it a black and white cookie?
It was a chocolate chip cookie. I can't remember the place, but it was a really good cookie, and they were pretty big too.
Was it Tiff's Treats or
No, it was something. It was another place that I can't remember the name of, but it's. I'm gonna have to ask somebody to remember, but it was somebody we ended up with extras, and so I brought some home for my kids, and my wife was like, "Oh, I love these. I love their cookies." So,
okay.
something that's known, but it was not Tiff's Treats.
Well,
that was fun. And then this weekend, so we had my high school reunion on Saturday.
Okay.
It was our 20-year reunion.
Okay.
So we went back and we were hanging out. And so my parents were keeping the kids, so we wouldn't have to we weren't going to stay out super late anyway. So we're talking with people. We had dinner, and then my mom texted me and she's like, "Hey, can you call me?" Well, our 5-year-old has fallen and bumped her head on the coffee table and split open her eyebrow. And so,
wow.
So my sister has a friend who's a nurse, and so she was over. My sister was at my parents' house and was like, "Hey," text her a picture and is like, "Yeah, she needs to go either get it stitched up or glued." So we have to go. We have to leave the party, go drive and meet my mom at the emergency room and take her in, and she has to get stitched up for that. So that was fun. And now because your face is has all those veins and stuff in it, and it naturally bleeds a lot. So her entire now it was just a cut, it was a gash, but it was here. Well, now since they sewed it shut with stitches, her entire her left side of her face is swollen shut for the past 2 days, and so we're just huge black eye, and so we're waiting for that to go down. So we took her to the doctor because the other eye was starting to swell a little too, but the doctor said she's able to move her eye, so we iced it, and it went down a little, but they said the first 72 hours is when it gets the worst. So we're still waiting for that to go down.
My son, who is going to be 12 here in about a month or so, when he was probably about that age, he was at daycare and had a similar incident where they weren't watching him, and they had in all the classrooms they have a sink with a little stepping stool that the kids step on to wash their hands. Well, he went to do that and he slipped and he had a shiner under his eye, and we bring him to the emergency room. Well, then about 2 weeks later, he does it, or no, 2 weeks later, a kid pushes him.
Oh,
and he hit his head or something, hit his eye on the desk. And that time when they called me to tell me, I was totally expecting to show up and my son's nose to be busted and broke, and facing the wrong way and all that. And I showed him, he's just chilled, nothing's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
But of course we bring him to the same emergency room and we see the same doctor. And so now it's all right, now we gotta explain.
You gotta start starting to ask questions over here. That was
actually what was funny was our insurance. I don't know if this ever amounted to anything, but I think our insurance was wanting to question the daycare to be hey, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, right.
Why is this kid still
starting to look a little suspicious on that end too? That reminds me
Right.
There was a Rules of Engagement episode where Jeff Bingham, who's the putty character, he always sets his alarm clock for early before he actually has to get up, and then he'll just hit the snooze button a bunch of times. And his wife is well, I'm not having that. I want to get up when I want to get up. And so they switch bedsides so that she can be by the alarm and set it for when she wants.
Okay.
And so the alarm goes off, and he like out of habit rolls over to like hit the alarm clock and smacks her in the face. And then,
Oh.
and then, and then they go to the hospital, and she's like, and they're like asking her, and they're like, excuse me, ma'am, did your husband? And she's like all doped up from the medicine, and she's like, no, it was my fault. I deserved it. It's like, and finally, the lady's like a socials worker. He's like, you don't have to worry about him anymore. And then he's like, he comes back in because he stole some Jello from the cafeteria or whatever. And she's like, and the police like pull him aside, and he's like, sir, you're gonna have to come with me. And he's like, just about the Jello. so that's what. So there was that, and then I wanted to ask you this, and I guess this is, the best time. I want to figure out. I want to get like another jersey, but I want it to be kind of a like an obscure player for the Cowboys, and so I was wondering if there's like what would be like the. I don't want it to be someone who sucked, okay, but like who's someone who like was a Cowboy who it would be funny to have a jersey of.
What about Omar Stoutmire?
That's a deep. So one of my thoughts was James Washington, who was in the who was Super Bowl 28, should have been the MVP. I think a Quincy Carter jersey would also be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is something I've been mulling around lately. I didn't know if you had any thoughts or if there was someone.
I mean, what about Larry? Was it Larry Brown? Was he the Super Bowl MVP?
He was the Super Bowl MVP. That's a good. He's also number 24, which is like, since I was born on the 24th, I always use that as my number. So that might be a good one too.
Yeah, did you have a good birthday, buddy? Last week?
It was good. I mean, so my birthday was sandwiched between two games. Last week's was not fun. This one was actually more fun. So
yeah,
I enjoyed that. I did not enjoy having to go to the emergency room. I
understand. It's
the
fun thing about having kids. Yeah,
I know it's always something. We did go to Pluckers though, and so that was a plus. Because we are members of the Pluckers Club, and you get a free meal for your birthday. So we did that this Sunday after we came back from East Texas. What about you, Paul? What did you get up to?
So a couple things here. No emergency room visits for me.
That's good.
That's a plus.
Lucky you.
There's a feather in my cap. Criterion Challenge 2025 knocked out 2 more movies from the 2020s. I watched a movie called The Worst Person in the World.
Is that about is that about Nick Sirianni?
Okay, I was waiting. I was like, I know he's
there's going to be something.
It's going to be somebody. No, it's a movie directed by Joachim Trier. I think that's right. Let me double check that.
Not Joachim Noah.
Not Joachim Noah. No. But it's another cue the Winnie the Pooh meme. Get ready for the
another subtitle movie.
Another subtitle. Although this one, like I said, this one's more. I don't know. I don't find it that. Like that's the only real like fancy thing about it is that it has subtitles. But it's it's just kind of this. It's about this woman who. It's kind of your typical gal, and kind of her going through life and relationships, and it's a fine movie. It's actually on Tubi right now.
Is she the worst person in the world, or is it somebody else in the movie?
No, it's her.
Okay.
And you I don't want to go too far into it, but yeah, you'll see if you watch the movie, you'd see why. Like, just kind of different shenanigans she gets up to. And then for my next category was noir and neo-noir, and I watched a Denzel Washington film I had never seen, which is called Devil in a Blue Dress. It's from 1995. It's basically imagine Denzel Washington doing his best Humphrey Bogart impersonation. He's playing like a private eye type character in, you know, kind of that era. He's tasked with finding a woman who ran away, and just really really good Denzel movie. I kind of wish Denzel had made more movies like this,
Mhm.
but Don Cheadle's in it. He's also very very good in it. Tom Sizemore, if you know who Tom Sizemore is from Heat or from Saving Private Ryan, those kind of movies. So another good one.
I did watch a neo noir movie once called American History X. It's about the neo Nazis.
Yeah, saw that one too. Saw that one too. Great Edward Norton slam dunk scene in that movie.
Oh yes, classic.
I can't say the other things Edward Norton does in that movie are commendable.
But on the curb.
Yeah, right. Caught up on a couple of movies that were released in 2025 that are now available on streaming. 28 Years Later, which is the latest in the 28 blank later, series. Really good. Lives up to the hype. I mean, people have been really hyping it up, and it's very good. The next movie's coming out in January, I believe.
28 decades later.
No, it's called 28. I think it's like 28 Years Later, Bone Temple or something like that. Which, if you have to see this movie to kind of get that reference. But
okay,
yeah. So, really good Ray Fiennes performance. Really good kid performance. I forget the kid's name in the movie, but very good performance. And then I watched the latest John Wick installment, Ballerina, with Anna de Armas. Yeah, it's a John Wick movie. I mean, if you like the John Wick movies, you're probably gonna like this one. One of the sickest like kills I've ever seen in a movie. Honestly, like, I don't think this is spoiling too much, but like, she has a belt with like a grenade on it. Like you know those belts you see where they put the grenades in the pouch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So she has one of those with one grenade in it. She wraps that around a guy's neck, and then like with her back to him, like kind of like this. Pulls the pin, and as she pulling the pin, she jumps over a table to block herself, and the grenade goes off while it's around the guy's neck, and it's insane. It's like one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
It sounds pretty brutal.
It is, and like I have to say the kills in this movie were pretty. I mean, John Wick is pretty brutal already, but like this was even. Have you seen all the John Wick movies?
I haven't seen this one, but I've seen all the other four.
So this one takes place between or in the middle of John Wick 3, basically.
Okay.
In fact, there is a scene in this movie that's lifted from John Wick 3, but you see it from Anna de Armas's perspective, basically. If that makes sense.
That's my favorite perspective.
Fair enough. But yeah, I would recommend it. It's a good film, and obviously Keanu Reeves does make an appearance as John Wick. And then I just wanted to throw this movie out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. It's called The Tree of Life. It's by Terrence Malick.
Was that on the top 100 list?
It may have been. I'm not sure. It may have been. It's a highly regarded movie.
Okay,
stars Brad Pitt and Jessica Chastain. It's actually based in Dallas. They play a husband and wife in like 1950s Dallas, and they have 3 sons. And the oldest of those sons, his character, the grown-up version of his character is played by Sean Penn. So it's kind of a look, like Sean Penn kind of looking back on his life growing up kind of thing. There are some other like really high high level concept type things in this film that I didn't really like. The family stuff I enjoyed, like the stuff where it like showed this kid growing up and like he's trying to come to grips with what he perceives as like his dad's hypocritical nature. I'll put it like that. And his dad, of course, is played by Brad Pitt. It's a really good performance for Brad Pitt. But then it also kind of gets into like these really, like I said, these really like heady, like high level things about, the beginning of the universe and like all this just kind of weird out there stuff. I would recommend it. I mean, I still think it's a good movie, but just some of the stuff, some of that other stuff just didn't work for me. But
Tree of
and
Life
then
79 on number 79 on the New York
okay,
Times top 100.
yeah, no, I think it's definitely deserving, for sure. Just for it might not be everybody's cup of tea because there's parts of that movie where you're kind of like, wait, what's going on? Like, why, what just happened? Like, why are we? Why did this turn into like a Discovery Channel special here for a quick second? But anyway, from a series perspective, I finished Wire season 2. Yeah, really, it's really good, man. I started Wire season 3. Actually, I was telling you before we turned the mics on. That's what I was watching. I was watching the 3rd episode of Wire season 3. It's a really, really good show. And then my current show on HBO that I'm watching is Task with Mark Ruffalo. And it's actually, we're about halfway done now because they just finished episode 4 of a 7-episode season, I guess, or it's a mini series. I don't know if they're planning on another season, but you know how that goes. And one other show, I don't have it in the notes, but I'll just mention it, is The Lowdown, starring Ethan Hawke, where he's like this. He's a journalist in a small town, and there's this one family in the town that kind of is like the wealthy family in town, and one of the sons of that family commits suicide, but he doesn't think it was a suicide. So he's already investigated this family once before, so he wants to investigate them again. The brother of the person who commits suicide is played by Kyle McClanahan. McLaughlin from Twin Peaks.
Sarah McLaughlin's brother.
Sure. But he's the guy from Twin Peaks. He played Dale Cooper in Twin Peaks. Anyway, he is running for governor or some kind of political seat, high up there political seat. And so, and Peter Dinklage is supposed to be in the show. He hasn't shown up yet, but
Peter Dinklage. You know, I posted that clip today of us talking about Peter Dinklage being on Seinfeld.
I missed that.
Yeah, we got about 700 views on it, so not bad.
All right,
people seem to like it.
At all. Yeah, so that's about it for me. I don't really have any.
No DoorDash problems.
Wait, there was something. I'm trying to remember now. There was something that happened. It wasn't DoorDash related. It was more like, I know what it was. So this wasn't DoorDash. It was Chick-fil-A, and it wasn't Chick-fil-A's fault. But basically, Saturday, it had to be Saturday because Sunday they're closed. Saturday, my wife decided she wanted Chick-fil-A for lunch. So put the order in on the app for pickup. I go to Chick-fil-A right by the house. I pull into the curbside spot, and I go to hit the button to put my number in, my space number, and I accidentally hit a button that says already picked up my order or something like that.
Oh no!
Which I had never seen it before. Like I just wasn't paying attention. I just hit the button. I'm like, uh-oh.
That's a
So I then have to
run
So I
in.
then have to
No, I didn't get my food yet.
It wasn't anything like that. I just backed out, went through the drive-through, and told them like, "Hey, I goofed up," and so they were nice enough to
Well, I mean, it's
give me the
Chick-fil-A. It's Chick-fil-A, right?
right. You gotta hope that
Yeah, if you did something so bad that made the Chick-fil-A employees get mad at you, like we've got some you got some bigger problems on your hands.
right. Seriously.
So I did want to add this. I forgot to add this to the show notes, but I've got 3 new music releases that have come out in the past couple of weeks that I've been listening to.
Okay.
Bleeds, an album by Wednesday, really good. Kind of like a indie rock. But they're kind of like this album. They kind of like explore a little bit more of the have a little bit more of the Americana feel to it on some of their tracks.
Yeah.
Maybe supposed Georgia Bulldogs fan Clover County's debut album, debut LP also came out
Okay.
on this past Friday, Finer Things. So highly recommend that. Really like the song Good Game's good. Whiskey Cherry also really good. And then Shooting Star by Golden Apples was another release that just came out. So those 3 albums, if you get a chance, go and check them out. I also need to listen to, I know Geese came out with a new album, so I need to go listen to that. But I have not not yet gotten to that.
You texted me over the weekend, or we were texting back and forth, and you said, yeah, Geese, or I texted you a video of Goose and Jim James, the lead singer from My Morning Jacket, doing one of his songs, A-E-I-O-U, and I captioned it with My Morning Goose ? And then you came back with, oh, Geese has a new album, but I read it as Goose has a new album, because Goose did release a new album somewhat recently, like
this
within
year,
the last month or so.
I think,
yeah. I think I might have even talked about it on the show. Like it was like songs I think they've only performed live before that they just finally decided to put them
on an album.
Studio. Yeah. So Geese does have a new album apparently. So I need to check that out as well.
So Goose and Geese both came out with new albums this year.
How about that? You have anything else to talk about before we?
No, I think we can get to the college football. I'm once again.
I'm just going.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to take a quick break before we get to college football.
All right. Dodgers are still leading the Reds right now, 1-0. Paul and I were talking about this beforehand, but the Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1 to kick off the playoffs. The Chicago Cubs beat the San Diego Padres. Shout out to Trang. We're hoping that the Padres can come back and win 2 in a row to get that series. Chicago is currently up. They won the first game 3-1. And Boston, visiting in New York, also held on against the Yankees. Aroldis Chapman got the bases loaded with nobody out. Got a couple of strikeouts, or got a strikeout, the pop out, and got the final out, I think, also on a strikeout. So Boston hangs on. They're up 1-0. Cincinnati and LA currently in the bottom of the third. LA leading 1-0 on the Shohei Ohtani leadoff homer. Paul and I were talking about who we'd be cheering for. Both our teams, me the Rangers fan, Paul the Astros fan. Both our teams will be at home. Paul said he is going to cheer for the Blue Jays since George Springer's there. I will not be cheering for the Blue Jays because I hate them. And Rougned Odor still has the biggest hit in his career, delivered to the jaw of Mr. Jose Bautista.
So I heard you talking about our friend Trang. She was tweeting through it today, buddy.
Yeah.
With the Padres.
Yeah,
God
she
bless
said
her.
I asked her to rank her like which of her 3 teams give her the most pain, like order from like most pain to least pain. And so I assumed it would be the Seahawks, but she actually said the Padres are number 1, Seahawks number 2, and then the Clippers third. So
we need to get Trang's opinion of the Kawhi Leonard aspiration.
oh yes,
situation.
the tree situation as we
The tree situation. So I had when I was at SFA, one of my professors was a big Padres fan, and I remember asking him questions like, so like what was it like to watch Tony Gwynn like in his good years, like in his heyday. I remember the one Padres player I just remember for whatever reason is Culvio Veras. Do you remember Culvio Veras? He was a second baseman. Played for maybe the Marlins as well. I know he played, but he was on that World Series team for the Padres.
which one?
I'm pretty
Which
sure
one?
the one that played the Yankees. The one that played the Yankees. Yeah, the Padres. The Padres team that played the Yankees in the World Series. Whatever year that was.
Was that with Bruce Bochy? Was that the?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think it was Bochy. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I actually kind of I also like the Padres because there's like they have a lot of Rangers connections like recently. So like their GM, AJ Preller was like used to work under John Daniels when he was the GM. They hired their former manager who they ended up letting go. Was also Jace Tingler was also a Ranger system guy. They had Yu Darvish. There have been other guys that have like gone into the
Kevin Brown
pitcher
from
yeah
wasn't he pitched for both teams, right? He pitched for the Rangers and the Padres.
Yeah, so there's like connections there. So like, and it's like in the NL West, like it's not like I'm going to cheer for the Dodgers out there. So I'm kind of hoping they'll go on a little bit of a run in the National League.
We'll root for we can root for Trank's team since our teams.
Yeah, ours are at home. They're useless.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to get to
college?
Buddy.
Yeah, let's get to some college football here. So hang on, sorry. Gotta recalibrate here real quick. 6-4, week 5 for me. So I think it's my third week in a row. I'm 6-4. You're even Steven. Yeah, another even Steven for you. 5-5. I am 33-17 overall. You are 26-24. So you're still meaty part of the curve.
So I'm
hanging in there.
So I've gone 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 5-5, 5-5. So
even Steve.
I know. I might as well just flip a coin on these games.
Well, here, let's flip a coin. Well, any big picture college football thought? I know Texas was off this week, right?
They were. I did watch the end of the. So I saw the field storming for the Florida State game. So I saw that, and then when we got home from the emergency room, I was able to watch the end of Alabama and
Georgia.
So I did see the end of that game. I tried to flip over to watch the end of Oregon, Penn State. But I think I either missed it or like the news was on when I got to NBC. So I missed the end of that one. What about?
Yeah, same here. I watched a little bit of LSU, Ole Miss. Watched a little bit of what was the big? I'm just going back through our picks last week.
A&M and Auburn. I think I saw a little bit of that on TV. That game was that one. That was unwatchable.
Well, I was really mad at Georgia Tech because I picked them. I laid 16.5 with them, and they were losing at halftime to Wake Forest, and That's when I texted you. I said the ACC is a bunch of frauds.
They are a bunch
Like
of
Florida
frauds.
State, Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech did end up coming back to win, though.
They did win. They just didn't
they
cover.
did not cover.
So, well, here let's see if we have any better luck this week, buddy. You want to go through these games?
All right.
Let's start in the Big Ten. We got the Badgers, Wisconsin, going to the Big House. The Big House in Ann Arbor, right? Yeah. The Michigan Wolverines hosting, laying 16.5. I think I'm going to lay the points with the Wolverines.
I'm on the Wolverines.
All right. Another Big Ten matchup here. Illinois coming off a bounce-back win over the USC Trojans. They're going to travel to Purdue, take on the Boilermakers. Boilermakers are the home dog here. They're getting 10.5. I'll lay the 10.5 with the Illini.
I'm going to take the Boilermakers.
All right, so we'll be heading there.
Shout out to Zach Edey.
Yep, absolutely. College game day this week. Their game, Vanderbilt. That's right, boys and girls. Vanderbilt, number 16 in the country, 5-0, travels to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide. Tide are laying 10.5. Remember, Vanderbilt did beat Alabama last year.
They did
in Nashville. Boy, Alabama looked like they looked pretty good against Georgia last week.
Yeah, they did. And I think both teams, both Georgia and Alabama had like a deep pass that the wide receiver dropped. So like each of them like had like kind of that moment. So I think those cancel out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to lay the points here.
Yeah, I think I will too.
I keep seeing Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt's like late on points. Like they've scored over 50 the past 2 weeks. And it's like every single like stat that they have about this Vanderbilt team is like first time they've done this since like 1920. it's like oh, but this is before World War II. Everything.
Right, yeah. Yeah, even Jay Cutler could not get them to these heights.
No. Diego Pavia.
I think he's gonna get an 8th year of eligibility next year or something like that.
Yeah. Working on that doctorate.
All right, a game that you will be paying close attention to: the Longhorns traveling down to the Swamp, take on the Florida Gators. Home dog Gators are getting 7.5. I'll take the 7.5 with the Gators out of respect for you.
Yeah, I'm taking the Gators.
Penn State reeling off of that overtime loss or double overtime loss to Oregon, I believe. They're traveling out west to UCLA. They are going to lay 25.5 points. UCLA 0-4. Coach has already been fired.
A lot of people don't know about UCLA.
Well,
we're in LA. It's us in USC.
Yeah, the most historic basketball program maybe of all time, but nobody knows about UCLA. Yeah,
Troy Aikman went there, by the way. Troy Aikman went there.
Right, he did. I'm going to lay the 25.5 with.
You couldn't. I'm not touching you at UCLA with the 20-foot pole.
I don't. I don't know anything about UCLA either. A game that at the beginning of the year looked like it might be of importance, might still be of importance. Boise State traveling to South Bend to play Notre Dame. Notre Dame has had the weirdest schedule this year. I mean, they always do.
I think that's part of what makes them Notre Dame.
But they played Miami, A&M, Purdue, Arkansas, and now they welcome in Boise State. Notre Dame is laying 17.5. Boise State 3-1. Only loss was that opening game to South Florida. I'm going to lay the 17.5 with the Irish.
Yeah, I feel like Notre Dame, based on the fact that they already have 2 losses, they're going to need to accumulate some style points if they want to get into the playoff talk. And I will say, Memphis beat Arkansas 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And so everyone in Memphis was like, we need Arkansas to put up a good fight against Notre Dame so that win, you want that win to look better.
Yeah.
It doesn't look better. It doesn't look better after this week.
Well,
So we should also point out, guess who's back at the University of Arkansas as the interim head coach, Mr. Motorcycle himself, Bobby
Mr.
Petrino.
I heard a rumor. One of the coaching names I heard rumored was John Gruden for the Arkansas job.
Which beleaguered former head coach should we choose from? The guy who got caught on a motorcycle, or the guy who was sending racist emails?
The NFL won't hire him, so all right, let's move on here. Another Big Ten matchup: Michigan State traveling to Lincoln, Nebraska, take on the Cornhuskers. Nebraska laying 10.5. I think I'll take the 10.5 with Michigan State.
Yep, same.
Against the fake Mahomes.
Yeah. I don't know. I want people to stop comparing me to Mahomes.
Right.
Well, then stop acting like him.
Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, his alma mater, Texas Tech. Hey, we could actually go check this game out if we wanted to.
We could.
Texas Tech is traveling to Houston to play the Cougars. Both teams are 4-0 for what that's worth. The Cougars are the home dogs. They are getting 12.5. I'm going to lay the 12.5 with Texas Tech. I'm really impressed with Texas Tech. The bit that I've watched them this year. Their defense seems really good. I know their quarterback got hurt against Utah, but I think he'll be back. I think I read somewhere he's going to be back this weekend for the Houston game. So another Big Ten game here. Minnesota goes to the Horseshoe to take on Ohio State. Ohio State's laying 23.5. I'm going to lay the points.
You said you're laying the points with Tech too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So we both are. I'm also laying the points with Ohio State here too.
Yeah. And then last, but certainly not least, two SEC schools, both donned in maroon. Mississippi State, coming off a close loss to Tennessee, travels to College Station to take on the Aggies. Aggies are 4-0, coming off. I believe they were on a bye last. They were also on a bye last week, or did they play? I don't remember.
No, they played the Aggies. They played Auburn.
Oh, they played Auburn. That's right. Yeah, you were just talking about that. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry. But anyway, the Aggies are laying 14.5. I'm going to take the 14.5 with the Bulldogs.
I'm going to go for the jinx.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you do what you got to do.
That's what I got to do.
The alma mater of Dak Prescott.
I will be cheering hard for Mr. Prescott's team.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else college football related before we get to the professionals?
Nope. Here? Let's get to the recaps.
All right. So let me pull up my. I apologize here. I thought I had this pulled up already, but I do not. Kind of a mixed bag this week for us. So I'll do
my bag wasn't mixed. My bag was bad.
My preseason picks. I was 10-6 this week. For the purposes of these picks, the tie counts against you because
right. Yep.
Yeah. But I was 10-6. I'm 41-23 for the year.
10-5-1. You call it
sure.
That?
10-5-1. What were you for your preseason?
I'm trying to remember what.
So you don't have it. It's okay.
I was 10-3-1 going into Monday, but I forgot to update today. So let me just check. Okay. But you can go ahead and start on the Seahawks game.
Well, while you're doing that, I was just going to let you know I have through 4 weeks, I have 13 of 32 teams correctly predicted in terms of record. So
I believe since the Dolphins won, I believe I have 14 now.
Okay. I will also go ahead.
Because I think I had the Jets as 0-4.
Okay. Okay, so our spread picks. I went 8-8. You were 7-9. We are
That's
both
actually better than I thought I did.
We are both, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we are both 29-35 for the year. Not great, but
No.
and again, a tie counts against us here because we both took the Packers in that game. So we both laid the points. Head to head, we went head to head in 9 games against the spread. I won 5, you won 4. So that means in the games we picked the same, we were 3-5. 4. 3-4. That's how math works. 3-4.
Fade them boys.
Fade them boys. Yep. Confidence picks. I'm at 347 points for the season. You are at 380. I'm 38-40. You're 37-27. Wait a minute, that doesn't add up.
No, it's just because the picks that I've lost have ended up being smaller point totals.
Yeah, but I mean, like the number of games doesn't. Oh, I know what it is. I'm sorry. I'm counting. Hang on. I'm counting week 4 here, or I'm counting week 5 because I already have my points in my picks.
Oh, okay.
So my bad. So what's that? That's so I'm 38-40 minus 16. 40 minus 14 is 26. So I'm 38-26. You're 37-27. On the Skins game, the win-loss game,
I think you overtook
41. Yeah,
you overtook me
I'm at
this
41.
week.
I'm at 41. You're at 39. Best case scenario, we would both be at 45 if we took same teams but opposite results. What else? I got my upset pick correct. Chiefs over Ravens. You did not get yours correct. You had Bucks over Eagles. I got my lock correct. Bills over Saints. You did not get your lock correct. You had Packers over Cowboys. But we did survive another week in the survivor pool.
We did survive another week. We are so I think I was looking at that today. I think we started the ESPN contest started out with over 1 million people. We're down to 340,000, I think, and so we are still alive in that 340,000. So let's keep it rolling, Paul.
Let's keep going. All right, so let's roll through these games here real quick. We'll begin the Thursday night game that was brought to you by Dwight Freeney. This was Seahawks 23, Cardinals 20. I had the Cardinals in this one, so I missed. You had the Seahawks, so you hit. No, other way around. No, I was right. I had the Cardinals, miss.
I had the Seahawks, yes.
So shout out to our friend Trang. This I think I don't want to get Trang upset with me, but I think this is the Seahawks team we expected. Like this kind of like Darnold is very efficient. Running game works. Their defense is pretty good.
And I text you after watching what I could of this game, and Arizona had like kind of a furious comeback to kind of make this a game, and then just blew it at the end. We saw Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of lead to like 2 interceptions with just like mental errors. Sort of like seemed like he was in his own head. He's been in his own head for a little bit. Finally turned it on for the fourth quarter. But I feel pretty good in saying that Darnold is not an elite quarterback by any means, but he is good. Like he is a competent quarterback that if you put him in a decent system and he has some help, which I think he does, but he's also able to elevate people a little bit. Like I said, not like an elite guy who's going to be able to be transcendent above everything. But can be a guy who you win because of and not in spite of. Right. So he's not like a bus driver, game manager sort of thing. So that's where am on Darnold kind of after we've gotten he's come from, the system in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, come to a new system, new offense, and has still been able to keep his play elevated and played well to start the season.
Yeah, and shout out to Clint Kubiak for getting the most, I think, out of Darnold. Like, this is what he wanted to do with the Saints last year. Just that didn't pan out. So, and like I said, their defense is, I think, the real deal. So, onward and upward for the Seahawks. I definitely think they are a force to be reckoned with. The Cardinals, they kind of are who we thought they were too. Like Kyler, I still don't trust Kyler. Like, now that they don't have
James Conner anymore.
They don't have your cousin. So like that, like, what do they do? I mean, I think their defense is still pretty good. Maybe keep them in games a little bit, but
you should look at there's been a big drop off, and Nate Tice actually tweeted this because the entire run game and the run situation, even with James Conner there, is their like success rate and their efficiency has gone way down. And you know who they lost in the offseason?
Right. Clayton Adams.
Yeah, Clayton Adams, who is now in Dallas and revamping the offensive system in Dallas. They miss him a lot. And I think you're starting to see that. And it's just Kyler is just like he's too – I mean, he can get hot and light you up, but he is too hot and cold, and he's never just going to be – I just don't – I'm past to the point where I think that he's going to be a consistently great quarterback.
This Cardinals team feels like almost like the Saints team of last year, where it's like they could either win and like compete for a playoff spot, or they could end up picking in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like I really don't know what to think of them. But for the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks are definitely a going concern. Now, the one thing about the Seahawks, they're basically one drive away from being 4-0.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that fumble in the opener against San Francisco, where Darnold had the ball knocked out of his hands. But still in a good spot. I think it's gonna be interesting because that division feels like it's gonna come down to the Seahawks and the Rams at this point, because San Francisco is good, but just feels like they are a bit too injured. Paul, you there? All right. It seems Paul's computer. Kramer, this phone's a piece of junk. So we'll wait for him to get back on, and then we'll move on to the Sunday early game played in Dublin. We'll talk about the Steelers and the Vikings once Paul gets back. All right, let's see. The Dodgers are up 5-0 now. Fantastic. Stars currently up 4-2 on the Blues in the NBA preseason. Game 5 going on in WNBA. Fever Aces for the final spot in the WNBA Championship Series. Aces up 38-37 in the second quarter. 4 minutes left before halftime. And we're back. All right.
Yeah,
I think
like literally, my computer just literally just stopped. It was just like, nope.
Nope. We're done here.
We're done.
All right. I think we can move on. We can move on to the Dublin game. We can talk about Bubby Brister presents Steelers 24, Vikings 21. Paul, what'd you think of this one? Doesn't look like Carson Wentz still has it.
I'm glad I took the Steelers. Glad I took the points. The most surprising thing of this game for me was the Steelers just ran the ball right at the Vikings defense. Like
really they like had that was the big thing is they were just blowing them off the ball like every single play. Like the Vikings had no push, and I don't know, like not something you expect from that defense.
And really, like all they really had passing wise was that one long play to Metcalf, which was a yards after catch special. Like it wasn't like it's not like Rodgers is throwing the ball deep. He's just
No, it was a lot of quick game and a lot of short passing. Really, with that, it was just that, and then because he just hit him. It was just a kind of post route, and then Metcalf just housed it on that touchdown, which helped my fantasy team, by the way.
Fair enough. We'll talk about the AFC North a little bit more in a minute, but like the Steelers are kind of in the driver's seat now, like with the Ravens, with their
the other two good teams have their quarterbacks injured. The other team is starting Joe Flacco, so like
when you're right now the AFC North starting quarterbacks for this week are Aaron Rodgers, Cooper Rush, Jake Browning, and potentially Dylan Gabriel, because it looks like it'll be Dylan Gabriel.
There's rumors starting about, and that game is also overseas, isn't it? Browns Vikings is also. Yeah. Is that the Germany
Correct.
game?
No, it's in London.
Oh,
it's one of the London games.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Germany. I don't remember what the Germany game is. It's coming up later. But
Panthers Giants again. You know what you did.
you know what you did, Germany. You know what you did. I don't like. So like these two teams are, I think, going in opposite directions. You did send me something I found quite funny about Vikings fans getting tired of Kevin O'Connell.
Buddy,
it's like, calm down. Let's just calm down, folks.
I think somebody, because I think I got that tweet from a Titans fan on my timeline, and he was like, Titans fans would trade 2 first-round picks right now for Kevin O'Connell. Like, my dude, please stop. Someone said someone said, I was listening to the Athletic football show, and he said, Derek Klassen said that it looked like Kevin O'Connell was like trying to basically like play the game through Carson Wentz, like he had a remote control, but there were moments where the remote batteries would crap out, and you could see like Carson Wentz would just freeze, and it looked like he was glitching or something. So basically, it was just like it's Carson.
That's pretty good.
Do it.
Yeah.
So
he winced.
I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to not get. I don't think McCarthy's in danger of losing his job. Right
I think he's good. Don't know when he'll be back, but I think he's good when he comes back. This Steelers might be, the talk of Mike Tomlin's demise may have been.
No, don't get me wrong. I still think the team sucks, but I think that they just they've fallen backwards into success over here. They're like Kramer. That's the
right. They fall ass backwards into money. Yeah.
Yeah. Andy, earmuffs.
Well, sorry about that, Andy. Speaking of teams that are not too good, Jabari Greer presents Bills 31, Saints 19. This could have been a lot worse. And after the first Bills drive, I thought it was going to be worse. So give the Saints credit. I mean, Bills take the ball right down the field, score. Saints come right back, score themselves, tie the game. Kind of hung in there for 3 quarters.
Didn't they have a
Offensive
chance to
line
take?
still has.
Didn't they have a chance to take
They-
the lead and then they ran? Then they let Chris Olave throw a pass.
No, so yeah, no, so that was so yeah, so a couple of so they had a ball in the end zone that if Brandon Cooks catches it, now to be fair, the pass from Rattler was woefully behind Cooks. Cooks would have had to make a pretty spectacular catch, but if Cooks catches that ball, the Saints are in the lead. But you're referring to earlier in the game, they decided to run a Philly special, which my message to Kellen Moore is like, buddy, let's win some games first before we start.
So this is my thing about Kellen Moore is like a lot of him is like very like like very football
Practical.
smart, and every now and then he'll just like, I'm gonna get real cute with this right now. I'm gonna get watch
that's it. That's what it is, man. It's like 90% of the game on Sunday. It's like, man, because here's the thing, you got to remember the context. So week 3, they go out to Seattle. They look like total poo-poo. They just look bad on all phases. So this game, they get an interception of Allen from Jonas Sanker, who was like a 5th-round pick. That looks like it was now he looks like he's kind of a steal.
Sanker, I hardly know.
Punt, right? Their punter pins the Bills with like inside their own 10 twice. They get so they're getting good complimentary football, and then he just decides on like a 2nd and goal from like the inside the 10. I'm just going to run the Philly special with Olave throwing it. Now, I should point out, Cole Bishop, the safety for the Bills, makes a pretty damn good play to get that interception because like it ended up being like a one-handed catch.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to him. But like, it was one of those things where as the play was developing, I was like, oh, this might nope, it ain't working. So, what are you gonna do? But if I'm Buffalo, I might be a little concerned that the Saints could run for almost 200 yards.
I think that's been their problem all year. Like Derrick Henry carved them up on the ground. I think Buffalo's run defense is probably going to be their Achilles heel right now. Like that's what it feels like. So,
yeah, and we should mention Ed Oliver was not playing. I think Matt Milano, who's their linebacker 1, was not playing. So they have some injuries, but yeah, I mean the Saints, and then I also should mention from the Saints' perspective, Cesar Ruiz, who's been not great at guard this year. He got injured. He looks like he's going to miss a few weeks, which is now a golden opportunity for Turicelli Simpkins, who I've mentioned on the show before. He came in, he played pretty well. Trevor Penning did come back. He was playing at left guard, so hopefully we can get some continuity in the offensive line, maybe. Kendre Miller, like, had probably his best game of his career. Like,
so I'm gonna need y'all to like. So like the only confident running back I have on this one fantasy team this year is Alvin Kamara. So I'm gonna need to put the kibosh on the Kendre Miller situation right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to.
Well, I mean, but this is what I mean about Kellen Moore. Like he was using Kendre in like really good situations. Like there was one play where he put Kendre at fullback and just did like a fullback dive play, basically a Kendre Miller with Kamara behind him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he has these moments where like he's competent at play calling, but then he just gets too cute at some points.
He'll do that. He'll do it. I haven't seen the only time I've seen that not happen is when he just like, hey, let's just hand the ball to Saquon every play in Philly. Like that was basically it. But in Dallas, and I didn't get to watch much of him in his teams when he was with the Chargers, but with the Cowboys, he definitely had moments like that. Paul, did I lose you again? Oh, we lost him again. I hear something. Up.
Oh,
There you are. Yeah, we're back.
You froze on my end.
Yeah, you froze on my end. I just mentioned that, I didn't get to see a lot of his offenses with the Chargers, but I do know that like with the Cowboys, he has a tendency to get a little cute at times. So like, it's fun when it works, but when it doesn't, it looks pretty bad.
And yeah, and I'll just Spencer Rattler played about the same as he's been playing. Like he makes some good plays. His accuracy is still a problem. Like I mentioned, the throw to Cooks had a couple of just off time throws, and look, 3 out of the 4 games this year the Saints have played, they've been competitive. The Seattle game being the only one. I looking at their schedule down the road, I was thinking about it. So they play the Giants this week, which is a winnable game. The Saints are actually favored in that game, believe it or not.
Yeah, I guess I told you I got Saints plus 1.5, baby. Got it early.
Oh, that's right. You got in early.
Yep.
But then like later down the road, the Saints have to play the Panthers. They still have to play the Panthers twice, and buddy, the Panthers are bad. Like,
well, as long as they're not playing the Falcons, they're bad.
As long as they're not playing the Falcons, they're bad.
Now, also
and then when the Saints also have to play the Jets, they play the Dolphins. Like they play the Titans. Like there's opportunity for wins coming. So I'd be interested to see how it plays out. But yeah. Anything else? Anything else on Buffalo or on the Saints here?
No. Let's get to Dick Apsher presents Falcons 34, Commies 27. They made Bobby Wagner cover Bijan Robinson in space. That didn't work out so well for Mr. Wagner.
For Mr. Wagner, yeah. The Falcons are just a weird team, man. They get blown out by the Panthers. And then listen, obviously Jaden Daniels isn't playing. Terry McLaurin's not playing. But, credit to the Commanders. They tried to come back. They almost so I just don't know what to think about with the Falcons.
Well, you did see what Michael Penix said about, what he needs to do, which is throw the ball to the open receiver. I think that's usually a pretty good idea for playing quarterback. Throw it to the guy who's open. A lot of times that works out because then you're not getting interceptions. So I think if he does that, then he's going to have, more good numbers than bad numbers, and then maybe they'll be maybe they won't lose 30-0 to Bryce Young. As
long as the open receiver plays for the Falcons, then you should be fine. I don't know. The Commanders, they're in a little tricky territory here. Like if Daniels doesn't come back and McLaurin's not healthy, Eckler's already gone for the season, like it's getting early for them. Like you gotta. Yeah, I know it breaks your heart.
They built the roster out of mostly like 35-year-olds. So like, what do you expect? Like, I don't know if this was the most sound team building strategy over here. Let's make our starting middle linebacker Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, and let's sign. Who did they sign? Who was the pass rusher they signed? Oh, Von Miller.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like.
Sure.
Like I think we were doing previews during the preseason. I was like, man, 3 years ago this team would have been awesome.
Well, that was the thing. It was like this. That's also what they used to do under Dan Snyder was like, hey, let's go sign guys who were good 5 years ago, and like,
Right.
I thought that this owner, learned the lesson not to do that, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
So
Yeah. Well, anything else on the Falcons and/or Commanders?
nope. Let's go to the
Let's
next
move on
game.
here. Gary Danielson. Yes, that Gary Danielson from CBS, SEC on CBS. Presents Lions 34, Browns 10. So the Lions are just pissed off now that everybody thought they were going to not be good because they lost their two coordinators. So they're just going to take it out on whoever they play. So, all right, cool. I mean, it looks.
Well,
And
after
outside of that
one,
first week against the Packers, yeah, they just
and it's
beat up
funny.
on people.
Like the Packers defense was like basically the Packers defense shut down the Lions. They shut down everybody they played until
Right.
So
we'll talk about that.
We will talk about that.
I will say Cleveland. Let me pull up the stats because speaking of defenses, like Cleveland's defense is pretty good. Like
it is really
I know
good.
they gave up 34, but give me a sec here.
Yeah, and
I want to say that
we'll talk about this, but we're looking at. I don't understand. I think that this is we've kind of reached the point where it's
okay.
The Joe Flacco experiment needs to end now, right?
Yeah, I think they'd be wise to go to Gabriel, at least give him a chance. He's looked pretty good in limited snaps. Now, this week they do play Minnesota, and that means Brian Flores, his defense. But the Judkins kid, the running back, looks like the real deal. Like he looks like he's, ready to contribute. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe you got to. And then we'll talk about this other team here in a little bit. But they traded for Texans left tackle Cam Robinson. Did the Browns?
So
everything's going so well for the Texans O line. They can just trade their.
So apparently,
left tackles.
The Nate Tice, son of Mike Tice, he said that the Cam Robinson has basically been unplayable for multiple seasons now, and like the Texans fell into this trap, and then like they realized, we screwed up, and so now they're trading him to Cleveland. It's also funny because they just paid like $10 million to Cam Robinson to play 4 games, and they like right before that they paid like $9 million to CJ Gardner-Johnson to play 3 games. So like $19 million to play a combined 7 games for 2 players is a great money management there.
Yeah. Cam Robinson got traded last year in the middle of the season from Jacksonville to Minnesota because Minnesota they lost Christian Darrisaw, who was their left tackle, and then he signed with Houston this offseason. But yeah, that's weird 12 months for Mr. Robinson there.
He's all over the place.
It's all over the place. All right. Speaking of the Texans, you want to take this next
yeah,
game?
So current Cowboy Jadeveon Clowney presents Texans 26, Titans 0. Paul, I think the Titans are bad.
Their quarterback said, and I quote, "We ass."
Someone said they need to put that on the team shirt and sell it in the team store. I'm sure they would. Those would go like hotcakes.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they would.
I'm gonna have to put the explicit tag on this episode for Andy, so he knows not to listen to it with the kid in the car.
Might have to. So, have you ever seen a team win a game 26-0 and be less impressed? Like
They didn't score like a touchdown until like the fourth quarter, right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, I texted you after. I said, "Hey, I think they found their running back one, this Woody Marks kid," and I sent you the stats, and it was like 3 yards per carry or something. He's like, "Well, that's not great, buddy."
If that's your running back one, that's an improvement over the situation. That's not exactly a great picture that you're painting for me over here.
So to be fair to Mr. Marks, he had 4.1 yards per carry in this game.
Okay.
CJ Stroud, 22 of 28, 233, 2 touchdowns. Let me look at the play-by-play here. So they got. You're right. They did not score a touchdown until the fourth quarter. They scored 3 in the fourth quarter for what it's worth.
Do they have a safety?
No. They had field goal. They must have missed the extra point, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
so they attempted a 2-pointer. The first touchdown, they attempted a 2-pointer and
to make it like a 14-point game, basically.
Right. Yeah, because they had 6. They scored a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to really worry about Tennessee scoring touchdowns at this point. I saw people like during the offseason say like, hey, maybe the Titans could be a sneaky playoff team. Is like, I don't see it, folks. Like, yeah,
I was
that was you.
I was guilty as charged. Sorry,
you're I think you missed on your AFC South takes. I have divisions.
Oh man, it's bad, buddy.
I think my NFC West takes are like that's my version of this, but you have the AFC South and I have the NFC West because I think I had the Seahawks winning 5 games this year. So that's that one's not going to work out for me.
So speaking of that, or speaking of predictions we made, so I told you, I texted you earlier and said I placed a hedge bet that I want to talk about. So
yes.
Before the season, I put some coin down on 0 wins in the first 5 weeks for the Titans. So they are currently 0-4. I got that at I want to say plus 340. The money line for the Titans game this week, they're going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The money line for the Titans is like plus 240 or something like that.
Mm.
So I put some money down on the money line on the Titans this week because I figure either way, if they win, I get a profit. If they lose, I get a bigger profit. So I figured that was somewhat savvy betting on my part.
So I have that bet. I got it at plus 450. By the way,
the 0 wins in
the first 5 weeks. I also have that with the Saints. So I have 2 0-4 teams going for 0-5, and so I'm probably going to hedge, especially the New Orleans position right now because New Orleans is actually favored. So I'll probably bet enough to like recoup my amount on the New Orleans pick.
So Titans money line this week, I'm sorry, is plus 320. That's what I got it at on Rebet.
Mm-hmm.
The 0 wins in 5 weeks, I got it plus 450.
Okay, so you got it at the same price as me then.
Yeah. Now, to your point about the Saints, I had a similar thought about the Giants because the Giants, I had 1 win in the first 5 weeks. But that would mean I'd have to pick, to hedge that, I'd have to take the Giants money line, which is minus money at this point. So I didn't. I thought that wouldn't be.
Yeah.
All that worth it. So anything else on Texans Titans before we move on here?
No, I think we can get to our next matchup.
Chris Hogan presents Chris, don't call me Hulk Hogan. Presents Patriots 42, Panthers 13. Okay. Can we say now that the Panthers are the worst team in the NFC South? I know they won a game,
They
but I think that's the only reason they're not the worst team in the NFC South is that they actually won a game and the Saints haven't.
That's true. But we should also talk about the other side.
I don't
of
even
this.
like Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I hate the Drake.
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake is good.
Hey, for my fantasy team, he was. Shout out to the Drake. I needed him this weekend. By the way, my quick fantasy football story. I won my game this week by 0.25 or something obscene like that.
So I had one where similar to that. I was playing against. I was up like 30-something points playing against Jordan Love and Brandon Aubrey, and if the Packers score the touchdown, so I was up like 2 points. So with the Packers driving to try to in overtime, so if the Packers score that touchdown to win the game, not only do the Packers win, but also most likely I lose my fantasy game as well. So that defensive stop was integral for me in more than one way. I didn't actually get to watch any of this game, but it just feels like the Panthers are bad. Patriots are, maybe finding a little bit of a strut. Oh, Stephon Diggs had a 100-yard receiving game, which he has not had in a long time. Apparently, he has in the past whatever number of years he has had more children than 100-yard games. So there's that.
Got another one. Got another one coming. Got another one on the way. Yeah.
So
I don't remember how much I was leading by, but the person I was playing against on Monday night had Jalen Waddle and J.K. Dobbins playing. So at halftime of the Jets-Dolphins game, so before the games, my probability of winning was like 30%. Something, it was really low.
Uh-huh.
At halftime, it had crept up to like 40% because Waddle hadn't really done anything.
Uh-huh.
And then, so I'm feeling pretty good. Well, then when Tyreek Hill gets hurt, I'm like, oh, crap. They're going to start throwing the ball to Waddle now. But they didn't. They were throwing it to Darren Waller instead.
They were throwing it to the other W receiver, or tight end, technically.
Right.
The other W pass catcher.
Well, we could talk more about that game later, but yeah, so I was sweating. So I woke up like early this morning, and the first thing I did is pull up the fantasy app, and I had won by 0.22 points. So 4-0, baby. Here we go. Anything else on the Patriots Panther? The Drake was good this week. So good for him. Guess we can move on to next one here.
Jackson Dart gets his first start. The Norman hand. You use your hand to throw the darts. The Norman Hands presents.
There you go.
Giants 21, Chargers 18. We both had the Chargers in this one, so we both missed.
This is what I was afraid of. Like I really considered taking the Giants in this game, and it's just like as this game was unfolding, I'm like, yep. So Joe Alt gets hurt. It looks like a high ankle sprain.
Yep. Well, it looked like it could have been worse because wasn't he carted off on this too?
He was carted off. Yeah, he was carted off. I think I read it was high ankle sprain. They're going through options right now, is what I've heard. But then Dart's first drive, I think they score on his first drive, right? Wasn't it like?
I think so.
Straight down the field. I mean, it feels like Dayball's getting to do with Dart what he did with Josh Allen. I'm not saying Jackson Dart is Josh Allen. That's not. Let me be clear. But it feels like he's getting to run that similar type of offense. And then Cam Scatterboo also had a pretty good game.
You mean the crayon eater? People have like calling him like this dude is such a like crayon eater just because he's like a kind of a meathead, just like
okay.
he's just kind of
All right.
a you just know that dude was like sniffing glue and eating
Yeah.
crayons back in elementary school. It's just
Did you eat a lot of paint chips as a kid?
Now I don't want to like take this game and like I mean I know the Giants won it, but I think the Giants defense has not been like terrible this year. They've got a decent pass rush. But if you look at like kind of their offensive numbers, like Jackson Dart had 111 yards passing, which is Jalen Hurts-esque there.
Right.
Cam Scatterboo, 25 carries for 79 yards, so 3.2 yards a carry there. And then I think the play-by-play for like the team stats, the Giants averaged 3.3 yards per pass. And then from a yards per play perspective, they were 3.6 for the game, and the Chargers were at 6 yards per play. So, like, I mean, they won, but I think there were a couple of situations where they got set up. I think they also had like a interception return to the 3-yard line that set them up with they had the ball deep in Chargers territory at one point. So, like,
right.
I don't know how much I'm just going to like suddenly believe that Jackson Dart is a miracle worker here. Like he.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm
he's
not
certainly
saying that. It's just
he's certainly better than Russell Wilson, though.
well, and then if you're the Chargers, you gotta that dot you see in your rearview mirror. That's the Kansas City Chiefs coming up from behind you. So, we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully they keep an eye on it too. But I mean, it's really tough for them losing Slater before the season even starts, and then now Joe Alt is going to miss time. We'll see if Herbert. I mean, Herbert still played pretty well in this game. I mean, I know he had the interception, but like they had chances. They had a chance to win it. So
he's also he's also still just like because of that offensive line thing, he's getting hit a lot, and that's you got to be careful. Be careful with that.
Speaking of having chances to get back in the game, Jeremiah Trotter, former Stephen F. Austin University Lumberjack, presents Eagles 31, Buccaneers 25. So the Eagles jumped out to a pretty big lead in the first half. They had a blocked punt. Baker had a turnover, I think, in the first half. And looked like they were just going to run away with this game. And then in the second half, I don't know what happened. Like this Bucks make a comeback, have two big. Yeah, the Bucks have two big 70-yard plays. Jalen Hurts doesn't complete a pass. Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP, huh? Can't complete a pass in an entire half of a game. Like, do you know what would happen if Dak Prescott went an entire half of a game without completing a pass? Like First Take would burn down from the heat of the takes coming out of it. Like they would melt the screens would melt.
Look, it's it is what it is, buddy. Like it's I think
AJ Brown is also thrilled right now.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know my favorite? My favorite thing I saw on Saints Twitter today was somebody suggested the Saints trade Chris Olave to the Eagles for AJ Brown, and I'm like, so wait a minute. So you want AJ Brown, who's mad because he's on a 4-0 team, to come to the Saints, where we're 0-4, and all due respect to Spencer Rattler, and I mean so you want to just bring that energy to the Saints right now? Okay.
Well,
yeah, let's do that.
Well, I think he would be fine if he actually got thrown the ball to more than like twice a game.
I mean, he'd be the only. I mean, yeah. I mean, sure, why not?
He's also probably tired of catching like 4-yard slant routes, and so I don't know. I don't know
what you think. What you think? I mean, The Saints ain't throwing 30-yard bombs. Like that's not happening. So
Well, I think my big takeaway from that is like you think the Eagles are actually going to take Chris Olave off your hands from you.
right, yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, although I should say I had Dallas Goedert sitting on my bench, and he scored more points than Brock Bowers this week. So
Yeah, I've benched Bowers. Genty was in my starting lineup though.
yeah, that helps. That helps.
Before we get to that, you need to keep my name out of your mouth. CJ Beathard presents Jags 26, 49ers 21. This one got a little feisty after Mr. Duval went over to Robert Saleh.
I mean, so what's the strategy here if you're Liam Cohen? Are you just like, you know what, man? Are you just like, screw it? I'm just going to go up to Robert Saleh, who I don't know if he can fight, but like
the dude looks pretty. He looks pretty jacked. So.
But like, what's the game plan here? Are you just going to start throwing haymakers like in the middle of the field here?
You know, Mr. Duval over there was saying, "Hey, you get between me. I'm about to go yell at this guy." He had a protection plan going into that.
For sure, yeah. I will say that notwithstanding, I do think the Jaguar. I'm starting to buy into the Jaguars, especially their defense. Their defense looks pretty legit. I still don't trust Trevor Lawrence very much, but if their defense can play to this level and they can run the ball with ATN, they're going to be a going concern, I would say.
Well, Etienne looked good, and then what? Have you seen the Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter commercials where they're like dancing together? It's uncomfortable to watch. Like
I'm uncomfortable just hearing about it.
It's rough. I would try to avoid that. It's pretty. It looks bad. Everybody looks awkward. There's no like chemistry. Like Trevor Lawrence doesn't really seem like he has much of a personality, to be honest. Like,
not a good. I'm gonna guess he's not a good hang.
No, he doesn't. It doesn't seem like it.
As the
yeah, the 49ers, who I picked to go 14-3 right now. They're injured. They're very injured. It seems like Brock Purdy might not play this week. There were questions about him. He's also making bad decisions, like trying to play hero ball, like he's throwing a bunch of picks on like first down plays, and so like he's trying to do too much. Like I think he found out that I bet on him to win the MVP this year. I think he's a listener. And he was like, I gotta prove this guy right. Like he believed in me. He thought I could do this, and I gotta go prove him right. And he's just like trying to do too much instead of like working within the system.
Is it possible that Brock Purdy is the mystery contestant in our picks pool?
That's got to be it.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, Brock, if you're out there, give us a shout out. Give us a retweet, give us a follow.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking for.
We support you, Mr. Irrelevant. All right, moving on here. Another AFC or NFC West, AFC South matchup. Craig Ironhead Hayward presents Rams 27, Colts 20. I mentioned last week, I felt kind of silly mentioning that I was impressed by the Colts beating Tennessee because I mean, but I was more impressed that they were able to go on the road and win a game that everybody expected them to win. I kind of was impressed with them here too, even though they lost. I mean, not a banner day for your boy AD Mitchell. Let's just put that out there.
Well, it's also funny.
Not a banner day for him.
Jonathan Taylor also did this last year.
He did, yeah. Although this one was kind of worse because you could tell AD wasn't trying to I mean, he was trying to celebrate, but like he was, I don't know, like
It wasn't the like I'm going to throw the ball behind me like an idiot. Like it was like
right.
I'm picking it up to try to like raise it in, and like it just like
Right.
flies out like
Right. And I think on the other side, I think this is just who the Rams are this year. Like the Rams are just this team that their offense is good. Like they're going to be in every game. Their defense is good. As long as Stafford's healthy, like this is what you're going to get from them. You're going to have to beat them. They're not. I don't think they're going to beat themselves.
he's having to fire up the immortal chamber he's firing up the immortal chamber every week to.
Well, I believe he is second. Stafford, that is second in the league in passing yards behind Mr. Dakota Prescott. No.
That's right.
So he's having a good year. It's just like every week you look up and it's like, oh, the Rams are winning again. Like, ho hum, kind of thing. But again, I'm very interested to see what happens when the Colts play the Jaguars. Like I'm interested to see that
that's
matchup.
That's going to be a fun. Colts Jaguars. Tune in, everybody. It's like that's not something you would have expected going into the season.
Well, yeah, but no, absolutely not. But I think the Colts are still in good position. I mean, they basically they could have won this game. I mean, it's again the two AD Mitchell plays, like the drop in the ball and then holding on Jonathan Taylor's touchdown run. Like,
yep.
So, but anyway, you want to take this next one?
Speaking of people that it wasn't a banner day for, it was not a banner day for the Baltimore Ravens, who lost. Bane Morris presents Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. The Ravens are now 1-3. Lamar Jackson out for 2 to 3 weeks. Will not play this week. They're going with Cooper Rush, so they will be able to run the same offense because Cooper Rush, Mr. Athletic back there. That's why this signing never made any sense to me. Like if you're going with who was the guy that they had behind him for so many years that was there?
Was it Johnson? Jared?
Yeah.
No, it was Huntley. No, Scoop Huntley.
Yeah,
yeah.
At least you have the raw athleticism. Like this is gonna have to be a completely different offense for Cooper Rush. The Ravens defense is basically just Kyle Hamilton now. Because I think Madubuike is now on the injury. Yeah. He's out for the season with a neck injury. Like they're losing guys right and left, and they were struggling to kind of to start the season, even with people healthy, and now guys are going down. The Chiefs actually with Xavier Worthy back, and I don't know if this was probably a combination of Worthy being back, but also the fact that the Ravens defense is pretty bad, but their offense was actually able to move the ball pretty consistently this week. So
and in 3 weeks they get Rashee Rice back.
Yep. Because he's suspended for 6 games.
Yeah. This is like I talked about when we talked about the Chargers. Like here we are, and the Chiefs are 1 game out of first place in the division. Now they are technically a game and a half because they've lost to the Chargers already.
Right.
But like the reports of the Chiefs' demise may have been exaggerated a bit. So we'll keep an eye on that. Last game of the afternoon slate here. Clinton Dix presents Bears 25, Raiders 24. I was messaging back and forth with Andy on this one. I completely forgot I picked the Bears in this game until the final drive. As the Raiders were lining up for that field goal, I checked my picks. I was like, oh, I totally forgot I picked the Bears here. So lucky for me and for Andy, they blocked that kick. Um, yeah, I mean, for the Raiders side, like Gino,
Ginty
but
back
yeah,
though. That's the important thing. They let him do his Michael Myers stance in
yeah.
the backfield, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Gino, not a banner day for Gino. Uh, people are saying they maybe need to bench Gino, but I'm like, and I forgot that they traded for Kenny Pickett. Do you remember Kenny Pickett's on the Raiders now?
I forgot.
I didn't.
Well, it's because they were on the. It was because he was on the Browns, and they was like, we got way too
Right.
many. We got 5 quarterbacks over here. We got to get rid of somebody. All right, Kenny, get out of here.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the Raiders were kind of a darling team that first week. They beat the Patriots, and it's like, hey, maybe they can make a run at this, and it just hasn't gone their way since.
Well, their offensive line is bad, and like this, they just kind of like,
yeah.
Honestly, they just kind of vomited all over themselves. Like in this one, like I was looking at numbers and I watched a little bit of this because they had it on the TV while we were at Pluckers, and it just seemed like, I mean, Chicago didn't look much more competent in this one than they had in like prior weeks, and so like the run game is still a mess. For
their defense is still not great, I would say.
Right. So 2.7 yards
to Dennis.
2.7 yards per rush for the Bears.
Yeah, I still don't know, and I'm sure Andy feels this way too. Like I still just don't know what this team is, like what this Bears team, I think Ben Johnson's still working to get his system in place a little bit. Dennis Allen on defense, like
it very much feels like in the offense's case that like the Johnson doesn't have the horses for what he wants to run, because like the Detroit offensive line was so solid and good, and you'd built that up over like a period of several years, and they tried to like improve it, but it's just like it's just not there yet, and he doesn't have what he needs to actually make the system, be able to use the system to its full efficacy yet, just because like you have no run game, and that's kind of what he needs to kind of make the system work to its fullest. Like I think they're still doing some like pretty good stuff in the passing game, but like the fact that the base of what he wants to do in the run game is not there is just going to prevent them from like reaching whatever potential they can't. Like this season is probably not going to get there this year.
Yeah, real quick before we move on to your game, the Sunday night game here, I do want to go back to one of Donnie's emails. So if you remember, Donnie last week emailed about the Chargers injury woes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he sent us a follow-up. It says since I sent his previous email, the Chargers have lost Najee Harris to an Achilles injury, Mekhi Becton to a concussion, and yesterday they lost Joe Alt to an ankle injury. The Ravens are quickly catching up to the Chargers and 49ers. It just depends on the Lamar hamstring injury. So those three teams qualify as like a team from hell injury years. I mean, the Chargers are, well, I mean, they lost this past weekend, but they were winning in spite of it. But yeah, something to keep an eye on there. I just wanted to mention that. We'll look at Donnie's second email after we get through the Broncos game. But Sunday night, buddy, what you got?
Jalen Smith presents Packers 40, Cowboys 40. Paul, I've seen ties in the NFL. I've never seen my own team tie. Have you ever seen the Saints tie?
I don't think so. They came close one time. I want to say that game. This made me laugh too. Somebody retweeted. You might not remember this game, but in 2015, the Saints played the Giants. Ironically, since that's who they're playing this week, in the Superdome. It was Breeze and Eli Manning, and the final score was 52-49.
I remember that.
You remember this game?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Somebody retweeted from that day. It was like November 1st of 2015. It said it was the Saints Twitter account, and it says at half it had Drew Brees' stats, and it was like 12 of 14, 300 yards for 4 touchdowns at halftime. And it was like, I was like, man, I would commit petty larceny for quarterback numbers like that from the Saints for a game. Forget halftime. But no, I think that the reason I bring that up is I think that game would have ended in a tie if the Saints hadn't kicked a field goal.
Kicked the field goal. Yeah, this was the Cowboys' first tie since I think 1969. They haven't had that spirit here since 1969.
Yeah.
There you go. Honestly, like if you have to choose who like feels worse, like it's very unsatisfying, like to come out with a tie.
Yeah.
The clock operator, like, come on, buddy, you could squeeze one more second out of that play.
So, because obviously the overtime rules changed this year, right? Where it's,
yeah. So they made it so that everybody gets a possession,
which I'm fine with that, but let's not also make it more difficult by making it a condensed quarter. Let's just keep it a 15-minute quarter,
right?
And like that part I don't understand. Like, I'm cool if you want to give both teams a chance to score, but like in the playoffs, I guess it makes sense because like it's playoffs, like somebody's got to win.
Yeah, somebody's got to win.
But
I think Jerry Jones actually said something about this. It's like they don't want the games going into like 4-hour territory. They want to get as close to 3 hours as they can, and I think that's honestly I don't
because of TV. Right?
Yeah, it's just your product. You don't want your product going on that long, which I actually don't find a terribly offensive statement. I actually am okay with that. I don't hate ties as much as the next guy, but I will say, like, out of the two teams going into this game, who do you think felt worse coming out of it? It's got to be the Packers. They were like,
got to be the Packers.
Yeah, they were like a touchdown favorite on the road. You expected Micah Parsons to just destroy and the Cowboys were without two starting offensive line going into the game. Tyler Guyton left the game with a concussion, so you were down 3 starting offensive linemen at one point in this game. And just because Dak was able to get the ball off so quickly, a lot of times, like there were moments where he was just getting it out like a half step early, and he was against the team that was basically holding teams in check defensively for the entire season. They shut down the Lions, they shut down the Commanders, they shut down the Browns. The Cowboys offense looked like fantastic, running the ball, and Dak had what might have been his best game ever.
I would say as a Cowboys fan, you should be ecstatic because, first, so you had all that you just mentioned. You're down 13-0 pretty quick.
Two drives, basically.
You block the extra point, you run that back, and then by halftime, you're winning, right? Because they had that sequence right before half.
Because they got they got that blocked extra point, and then they had like a 95-yard touchdown drive. So you're 13-9. You get the strip sack, you get another touchdown. You're up 16-13 going into halftime, and I'm like, I text you. I was like, what is happening?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I had stopped watching it. I was probably getting ready to go to bed, honestly, because I was worn out. And then when you texted me that, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like I missed all that. So, but yeah, I remember when I woke up Monday morning and checked the score, I was like, wait, what happened?
And I will say, so the defense, like, the Packers completed like one deep shot early, where 2 receivers were in the same area, and Matthew Golden just like took the ball from his teammate. But other than that, a lot of the issues in the passing game were not the same sort of like bomb plays that they were giving up against the Giants and the Bears. It was more like a lot of what was happening was the Packers were swinging the ball out to the flats. a lot of times, and the linebackers were just too slow getting out there, and they were just kind of taking advantage of like stretching the field horizontally instead of vertically. So that was a really big problem. I thought so. The cornerback play was better this week. The linebacker play was really, really bad. So I think like they need to get Overshown back as quickly as they can. But on the Micah front, like, and Chris Collinsworth talked about this in the pregame, and he said he kind of talked to both parties, and he just felt like nobody wanted this. Like everybody just like
right.
It feels so much like the Jimmy Johnson thing where everybody's feelings got hurt. Like Micah, and I think the agent probably was pushing Micah to do this to try to help negotiate. And so Micah was doing that to push. And then I think Jerry got upset. And then I think when Jerry got upset, he also pushed back, and then Micah got upset. And I think everybody's feelings got too hurt. And then I think it just like, I don't think Micah's happy. I think Micah wanted to be in Dallas, and like it seemed like, I think he still wants to be in Dallas, and I don't think he's happy with how this turned out, and I don't think Jerry's happy with how this turned out. I don't think anybody's happy with how it turned out. But it felt if the defense can just be can you just be average? Like this offense has been so good that like Dak is playing at like just an elite level, and it's funny.
I would say it. You can say it.
He's playing at an MVP level right now. Like I think he should be in the conversation, and like it won't happen because like the defense is so bad they're like not going to be able to win games right now. But
listen, if the Cowboys can string some wins together, then I definitely think Dak's going to be in that conversation because he's definitely playing. I mean, you've watched probably every snap of his career. Was this the best he's played in his career?
I think so. Like this is, it's funny because when Romo got to this level of like excellence around like 2014, that's also when the Cowboys defense was like had fallen off a cliff. It's like we're doing this again. It's like why does it keep happening? Why?
Yeah. Oh, Eberflus.
I know. Eberflus. All right,
let's move on to Monday night. Saints legend Thomas Morstead presents Dolphins 27, Jets 21. The biggest news to come out of this game is Tyreek Hill's leg snapped off his body.
Do you think this is the career for him? You think he comes back?
I mean, I hadn't thought about it until you just said it. But I'll put it to you like this: if it was me, I'd be done.
Yeah,
like I'd be like,
I don't think he will 100% not be back in Miami. I don't know if he'll be back somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I mean, and for the Dolphins, you kind of get a stay of execution for McDaniel. The Jets, like, I don't know what to.
It's hilarious because the Jets, Aaron Glenn cut the guy, the kickoff returner who fumbled week 1 and cost them the game.
Right.
And ever since then, they've just had massive fumbling problems. Like Breece Hall fumbles trying to go into the end zone. It's like that feels like karmic punishment for what
he
did.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch much of this game or the other game. I just kind of kept up with it for fantasy purposes as I was.
Did you see the Breece Hall quote?
No, I don't think so.
So Breece Hall said, "Teams shoot themselves in the foot, and we come out and shoot ourselves in the head."
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, yikes. Yeah, I mean, listen, I do feel like Aaron Glenn's got the Jets going in the right direction. I just don't know if Justin Fields is going to take them. I think we're just at a point with Justin Fields where it's like, it ain't it, buddy.
Wait till next week when he throws for 300 yards and also runs for 150. So,
all right, here because they do play the Cowboys. That's true. I forgot.
Sure. Yeah, so Monday night, like I came downstairs and like I'd been like kind of keeping up with the game on my phone while we were doing stuff like watching stuff with the kids. And like I came back down and my wife was like, "Well, aren't you going to watch the games?" And I had like been checking on them and I was like, these are not neither of these games is worth watching. It is.
You don't want to put the blinds up. You don't want to.
No, those blinds stayed closed. Speaking of blinds stayed closed, Quan Cosby,
Last but not least,
Longhorn Legend presents Broncos 28, Bengals 3. Buddy, the Bengals are toast.
cover your ears, Falcons fans. It's a 28-3 game. The Bengals. I think they're done. It's weird. Like I don't. Everything I've heard is like the team quit on Zach Taylor. Again, I didn't watch. It definitely wasn't watching the end of this game. But for the Broncos, I'll get to Donnie's email here in a second. But I mean, this is a game they should have won, and they won. So like, if you're a Broncos fan, you're like, yeah, we took care of business. I don't think Knicks looked all that impressive still, but you beat a team you're supposed to beat. So
Yeah.
take the win and move on.
I saw a clip of this. The Broncos, there was a play where the Broncos rushed 3. The Bengals had, the full offensive line, and I think they also had a back staying in the chip. So,
oh yeah, I think I saw this too. Yeah.
So the Bengals blocked one guy with 3, and then I think the back also steps into that. Both tackles get beat immediately, and Browning just like immediately gets like crushed in the pocket from a three-man pass rush. That offensive line is a crime against humanity, dude. Like it's rough, bad. Man.
It's rough. I feel bad for Bengals fans. Like, and if you're Burrow and you see this offensive line, are you going to be like, yeah, I'm going to rush back and get?
Yeah, I'm not going back behind that.
Yeah. So I think Burrow's going to take his time getting here. For the Broncos, I mean, like I said, they're trying to keep pace in the AFC West because you got to keep pace with Kansas City and Denver. Sorry, there's an ambulance.
I saw the red lights in the background.
I thought maybe it was Brock Purdy coming to get me.
No, it's hey buddy, maybe you should have been thinking about that while you're eating sausage muffins every day for 4 years. Do you want to get to Donnie's email real quick before we move on?
Let me quick. So the title of this email is 2024 QB Draft Class. And it goes as such. Coming into the season, I think everyone was pretty optimistic about this group based on how they performed last year. As we sit today, are we sure that these guys don't suck? Currently, here's the QBR for those guys. Caleb Williams ranks 15th at 62.3. Jaden Daniels is 30th at 34.2. We should mention Daniels has been injured, to be fair. Drake May is 11th at 63.9. J.J. McCarthy not listed in the top 33. Michael Penix 17th at 60.5. And Bo Nix 27th at 39.6. Granted, it's still early and some are just merely average, but a lot of people had high expectations on these guys. I think what makes this worse is that some of these young QBs are not that young. Penix and Nix are 25 years old already, and Daniels is about to be 25. I will mention he didn't have Spencer Rattler's numbers in there. Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. So. This is Spencer Rattler eraser. Donnie, we will not stand for this.
So there's a guy on Twitter. I don't remember his name, but he has been pounding the table that like he had Spencer Rattler as a first round QB and like had Caleb Williams as like a 4th or 5th round QB. So like every week he's tweeting out these stats about like how Rattler's better. And it's like it's just like it's entertainment if nothing else. I mean, like I find it. I'll have I'm gonna have to start retweeting it honestly from the
Uh,
account just to.
I think Derek Klassen was like, I think Spencer Rattler is almost falling into, or last year he was falling into the category of young quarterback that his team is failing him.
Yeah. Who was it on the NFL Stock Exchange podcast? Trevor and Connor were talking about. They're like, Spencer's kind of in a weird spot. Like if he was on other teams, he wouldn't be playing, but because he's on the Saints, he's playing, but his supporting cast around him is not, so he may not be getting his best shot, let's say.
Right.
But I mean, he's getting a chance, and Kellen Moore has been adamant that like Spencer's his guy right now. Like, so there's no Tyler Shuck looking over the shoulder at this
Have
point.
you seen enough to say I don't want to draft a quarterback in the next draft class if we have a chance?
I have not. So it's not so much what I've seen from the Saints; it's what I've seen from these college quarterbacks.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
there's not a college quarterback right now. All due respect to Mr. Manning in Austin.
well, he may not even be available in this draft either.
Right.
We don't know if that's.
But there's no quarterback I've seen. The one quarterback that intrigues me. Well, there's two. There's two that intrigue me right now. The quarterback from Indiana, Mendoza. I watched him because they played Iowa this past week, and he made a throw, buddy, down the sideline that was like pro level. I mean, timing, touch, the whole thing. And then the kid from Oregon, Dante Moore. Those are the two quarterbacks that I kind of look at. I'm like, you could maybe work with this. But yeah, listen. I think Rattler's done enough to keep the job. Like I said, like, do I think he's going to be like Patrick Mahomes? No, but he's doing what he can. I mean, it's just his accuracy. Rattler's accuracy right now is just, and I don't know if that's something that you could just get better at. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like completion percentage. I'm just talking about like where he places the ball and where
ball placement still needs to be improved a little bit.
Yeah, like he's throwing behind, like especially with the window as the windows get tighter, his ball placement gets worse.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's what happened in the Cooks throw that I mentioned a minute ago. That could have been a touchdown. Like if he just puts that ball, even like a couple inches further in front of Cooks, it's a touchdown. But buddy, before we get to the preview for week 5, I'm just going to take one more quick break here.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and refill my water bottle too. So we'll take a quick pause, ladies and gentlemen. We'll pause here for a word from our sponsors.
Right. Where's the aspiration read when we need it?
And we're back. Well, Paul,
And we're back.
I don't think the Reds are going to pull off the upset tonight.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's a shame.
All right, buddy. You want to get into Week 5 predictions
All right,
here?
let's do it.
So we should point out, Week 5. This is the first week we actually have teams on a bye. So we have 4 teams on a bye this week. The Atlanta. Oh, and I forgot to do the. Oh, actually, no. Hang on. I have. So the Atlanta Falcons, their bye, and for those that don't remember this from last year, for the teams that are on a bye, their bye is presented by a player who played for only them in their NFL career. So the Falcons bye week is going to be brought to you by Croy Bierman. Great name. The Bears bye week is going to be brought to you by Curtis Enos, former Penn State running back.
What do you?
Packers.
We need this guy to face against Curtis Enos against Michael Penix.
The Packers bye week is going to be brought to you by BJ Raji.
Show me what you got. What you got, Raji? Raji V. Raji. Show me what you got. What you got, Raji? Do you remember that commercial?
No.
It was when Aaron Rodgers was doing was it State Farm commercials with the belt?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so BJ Raji was like, Raji, that's my move. What, the discount double check? It was the discount double check thing. And so,
that's right. That's right.
I will post that on the social media account in just a moment.
And then the Steelers, their bye week is going to be brought to you by Fernandez Scoop Gillespie, who was a running back for them. He only played one season, 1984. He unfortunately passed away May of last year. So rest in peace to
R.I.P.
Scoop. But so that's the 4 teams we have on a bye. Thursday night, we're going to kick off the week with 49ers Rams, so a little NFC West. Second week in a row, Thursday night game of NFC West teams. It's brought to you by Dre Bly. The Rams are laying 5.5. hang on. I am going to be taking the 5.5 with the Niners, but I'm going to take the Rams to win at 9, at a confidence of a 9.
So I'm taking the Rams and laying the points. Just because the Rams have played better, and I feel like the injuries with San Francisco are just gonna catch up to them. This is a home game for the Rams on a short week.
Right.
Just feel like they've been the better team for this season. Feel like this is a touchdown game. So I've got Rams minus 5.5, and I have Rams 8.
So I agree with everything you said. My only reason for taking the points with the 49ers is a division game, and these games are they're usually weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? So call it a hunch, I guess. All right, we're going back across the pond here for Sunday morning. We've got Ben Tate presenting the Minnesota Vikings, technically at the Cleveland Browns. This is technically a home game for Cleveland, but it's in London. The Browns are getting 3.5. I'm going to take the points with the Browns. I almost took the Browns to win outright, but I'm going to stick with the Vikings at a 7.
Browns plus 3.5.
Okay.
Browns 1.
There you go.
I'm calling my shot here just because I'm gonna take the Cleveland defense against the Minnesota Carson Wentz
offense
problem, and this could backfire if Dylan Gabriel ends up having to go up against Flores. That could be a problem.
right.
But That's why I'm low confidence on it.
That's the other reason I would say that's the other reason I didn't pick the Browns, is because if Gabriel is going against Flores, but we'll see. All right, Sunday, 1:00 Eastern start. Curtis DeLoach. Do you know who Curtis DeLoach is, Brandon?
I know who Curtis Lowe is. Play me a song, Curtis Lowe.
Okay.
Curtis Lowe.
So everyone probably remembers the first game back in the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina. Steve Gleason blocks the punt against Atlanta. Curtis DeLoach is the gentleman who recovered that punt for a touchdown. But he is presenting Giants and Saints. The Saints, that's right, boys and girls, the Saints are laying 1.5 against the Giants. I'm going to take the 1.5 with the Giants. I'm taking the Giants to win. Confidence of a 6.
Saints -1.5, Paul.
All right, buddy.
Saints.
Sure. Why not?
2. Saints 2.
There you go. There you go. Oh, before we move on, I wanted to ask you a question. What's more likely question?
Okay.
Or what's more likely to happen first? All the undefeated teams lose, or all the totally defeated teams win?
You're gonna have to remind me of.
So undefeated, we have the Eagles and the Bills. That's it.
Okay.
And they play each other week 17, I think.
Okay.
And totally defeated, we have the Saints, the Titans, and the Jets are your 3 winless teams.
I think the undefeated teams end up going down a little faster.
Okay. That would be my sentiment as well. But all right. Speaking of winless teams, the Jets. So who we got here? Richie Anderson? Cowboys and Jets.
Cowboys fullback legend brought down to Dallas with Bill Parcells.
Okay.
Also could have gone Keyshawn Johnson, Morris Claiborne, LSU legend. Would have been another choice.
Vinny Testaverde. Quincy Carter. Could you do Quincy Carter?
Did Quincy Carter play for the Jets?
I thought he did. Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
Hold on.
While you look that up, I'll just let you know I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5. Taking the Jets to win at a 5.
You're right. He did play for the Jets. I forgot about that. He went 2-1 with the Jets.
There you go. There you go, buddy. Don't besmirch the good name of Quincy Carter.
All right, so I'm taking Jets plus 2.5, but I'm going to take the Cowboys at a 3 for this one.
Okay.
I don't feel good about it.
All right. By the way, my theme for this week is these are games we thought would be good when we made the schedule. Case in point, Houston, the late great Jacoby Jones presents Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are laying 3.5. Even with the Cooper Rush factor,
now we should point out that this game has flipped because the Texans, I believe, are now favored in this game.
Oh, are they? Okay. Well, I'm still going to lay the 3.5. I just don't trust the Texans.
Now
I think about it.
Yeah,
okay. So I'm laying 3.5 with the Ravens. What are you taking? The Texans?
I'm taking the Texans plus 3.5, and I also have Texans at a 10.
I have Ravens out of 10. So
It's a 20-point swing for us.
it's a 20-point swing, buddy.
You better,
We'll see what
you
happens.
better start praying to Cooper Rush here.
Yeah, well, it's. I'm probably going to regret that decision, but oh well. Here's here's a game where somebody's got to win. Dolphins at Panthers.
Whoa, Paul. You say somebody's going to win, but they actually don't.
Oh well, fair enough. Yeah, sure. Ted Ginn Jr., Saints legend, presents Dolphins at Panthers. Panthers are, believe it or not, Panthers are a 1.5 favorite here. They're laying a 1.5. I am taking the points with the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins to win at a 2.
Yeah, I have Dolphins plus 1.5, and I have Dolphins at 7.
Okay, Dolphins plus 1.5. Dolphins at 7. Okay. All right. Next up, 2 more games here in the 1 o'clock hour. Raiders at Colts. This one brought to you by Darius Hayward Bay, former Raiders first-round pick. Colts are laying 6.5. I'm going to lay the 6.5 at the Colts, and I'm taking the Colts at an 8.
I have Colts minus 6.5. I have Colts 13.
Wow. Okay.
We should also point out that the Colts, that we only have 14 games this week, so max points that you can put
that's
for a
true.
game
Yeah,
is 14.
thank you. Yeah, that's true. I thank you for reminding me. All right, last 1 o'clock game here. Donnie's Broncos are heading to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. This one brought to you by Bradley Roby, another Saints legend.
I use him for Immaculate Grid quite a bit when I play it every day, especially.
Eagles are laying 4.5 here. I'm going to lay the 4.5 with the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles to win at a 4.
So I have Eagles minus 4.5, and I have Eagles 4.
Okay, so we're aligned on that one.
Yep, 100%.
All right, so the late window here, the late slate. Titans looking for their first win, heading to Arizona. The Cardinals are laying 7.5. I'm going to take the 7.5 with Tennessee, but I have the Cardinals at an 11.
All right, I'm laying the points. Tennessee can
Okay.
Until Tennessee proves otherwise, I will not be picking them. I have Cardinals 12.
All right, so we're pretty close on the confidence, at least. All right, probably the game of the week, I would think. Tampa Bay heading up to Seattle to visit Trang's Seahawks. Seahawks are laying 3.5. I'm going to take the points with Tampa, and I'm going to take Tampa to win at a 1.
Oh, this will be your upset pick then, I assume.
Could be. Yeah.
We should point out. Did you tell who this was presented by?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is presented by Pep Livingston.
Yeah, we don't want to
And
get
I
Pep.
think I missed. Well, and I apologize. I missed the Titans Cardinals is presented by CJ2K. Chris Johnson. But yeah, Pep Livingston presents Buccaneers at Seahawks. So yeah, I'm taking the points with the Bucks. I have the Bucks at a 1.
All right, I'm taking. I
What you
have
got?
Seahawks minus 3.5. Seahawks 6.
All right. Very good. All right, let me not miss this one here. The late great Rudy Johnson, excuse me, not Woody Johnson. Rudy Johnson, who we tragically lost last week, as we talked about last week on the show. He presents Lions at Bengals. Bengals are getting 10.5. I'm laying the points with the Lions, and I'm taking the Lions at a 14.
Lions minus 10.5. Lions 14.
There you go. Simple as that. This falls in that category that I mentioned earlier. We thought this game would be better when we scheduled it, but such is life. Last late window game here: Commanders visiting the Chargers. This one brought to you by Steven Alexander. Chargers are laying 2.5. I'm going to lay the 2.5 of the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers to win at a 12.
Do we have any update on Jaden Daniels yet? Has there been any?
No, I have not. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one on McLaurin either. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so usually that's when you get, teams are practicing for the first time, or at least the Sunday teams are practicing for the first time.
So what? So I have Chargers minus 2.5. What did you have it on the confidence for?
I had 12.
I have Chargers 9.
All right. Sunday night, we're going to be waiting all day for this one. Patriots at Bills. Kind of a test here for the Patriots and the Drake. Sammy Morris presents this one. Bills laying 7.5. I'm going to take the 7.5 with the Patriots, but I am taking the Bills at a 13.
All right. I also have the Patriots in the points because on this show, we love the Drake. And I have Bills 11.
Yeah, this could end up being a pretty fun shootout, honestly.
I think it'll be. If New England plays up to their level, I think this could be a really good game.
This might end up being like a Travion Henderson breakout game if they let him play.
Right, as long as he doesn't fumble or goof up some pass protection.
Right. Okay, last but not least, Monday night. This game actually
I'm intrigued.
End up being pretty good. Blaine Gabbert presents Chiefs at Jags. The Jaguars are the home dog. They are getting 3.5. I'm going to lay the 3.5 of the Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs at a 3 in the conference.
Jags, baby. Jags plus 3.5. But I will take the Chiefs at a 5.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we are, real quick, before we get to our next segment here, we are head-to-head on 6 games.
Okay.
6 out of the 14 games we are head-to-head.
So there's 8 where you should fade it. So go bet the other side on the other 8 games. Win some money.
So we are – now, when I say head-to-head, I'm talking about spread. I'm not talking about in the confidence. I'm talking about on the spread side. So 49ers, Rams, we're on opposite sides. Giants, Saints, Ravens, Texans, Titans, Cardinals, Bucks, Seahawks, and Chiefs, Jags.
Let me ask you this. If the Texans can't win this game against Baltimore, we're already pretty cool on them, but at that point you just start to look at next year.
I mean, I think, yeah, and actually, now that you mentioned that, I think I'm going to change my pick on the fly here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to change this to, I'm going to take the Texans. I'm going to take the 3. Again, we're using the ESPN app, so I'm going to take the Texans plus 3.5. I'm going to take the Texans to win. I'm going to keep it at a 10. I had Ravens at 10. I'm going to put Texans at a 2. And the Dolphins, instead of at a 2, I'm going to put them at 10.
Dolphins, so you're just swapping Panthers. Them out, basically.
Right. Which, let me make sure I update that on the ESPN app before I forget. Because I updated it in my spreadsheet. But
yeah, so right now it's Texans minus 1.5 on most books. You can get Texans it's Texans minus 2 at Fanatics.
So this will be a 10. And then I'm going to change this to Texans at a 2. Yeah. Is that what I said? Texans 2. Yeah.
Dolphins.
My book. Okay. Dolphins 10. Yeah. And then let me make sure I change my spread pick. This is wonderful podcasting we got going here. Texans plus 3.5. All right. Yeah, so we're head to head on those 6 games. Let's move on to our Georgia's getting upset.
This is not good. Worlds are colliding.
Georgia's getting upset.
Paul, you want to go first? I think I know where you're going on this.
I forgot to recap this, but I'm 3-1 for the year on the upset picks. You are 1-3. So in terms of upsets, well, who can I?
I mean, you had the Bucks. That's the.
I had Bucks. Well, I could do Texans over Ravens too, right?
Nah, that's a little sketchy just based on the. I mean, it would be by the ESPN, but on the.
Based on my picks, it's either Bucks over Seahawks or Giants over Saints. Yeah, I'll go. I'll stick with. I'll go Bucks.
Wait, I mean, you have 49ers plus 5.5. Oh, I guess if you're talking about,
I didn't pick.
You didn't pick them in the confidence. The confidence.
Yeah, we're talking outright. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Bucks over Seahawks for my upset. What do you got?
I am going to take the. I mean, I picked the Browns to win. There was another one though that I actually thought about here. Who was it? Yeah, I think I'm going to take. I'm going to take the Browns over the Vikings.
Okay, that's a good one. All right. Up next, we got our Jerry. It's a lock.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer. Jerry, it's a lock.
Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
All right. You want to go first on this one?
Yeah, this one feels a little too easy. The Bengals have been terrible. I'm going to take the Lions.
I was considering that one. Actually, real quick, I should point out for the season, I'm 4-0 in my locks. You're 3-1. So
yeah, that's because 3-0-1.
Oh yeah, true. No, I forgot about that. I'm looking here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Colts Raiders is the other one I kind of like on this one.
I think that's where I'm going. I'm going Colts over Raiders here. And we need to pick a
survivor pick.
Survivor. So we've already used the Broncos, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Patriots.
Correct.
So, do we want to just do Lions over Bengals? Is that?
So the Lions are at 15% this week. Colts are 12%. If you want to get them off the board.
We still have teams like the Packers in our back pocket. Still have the Chiefs in our back pocket.
Right, and the Packers are on bye this week.
No, sorry, we used the Chiefs already. Sorry.
We did use the Chiefs in week 3. We picked them over the Giants.
Giants, yeah. Yeah, the Packers we got in the back pocket. I mean, we still have the Eagles. I know you probably don't want to play that card, but
No, especially not this week, just because of the defense of the Broncos.
yeah.
Big Fangio revenge game, we should point out.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Would you be okay with taking the Colts this week? We can hold on to the Lions for later.
Yeah. I just would feel bad because that's my lock. So if we get it wrong,
I mean, honestly, I'm on board with it too. That would have been my other option for the lock of the week. So
fair enough.
Fair
enough. All right, so we'll go Colts over Raiders then.
All right.
Before we wrap up here, I've been keeping track of one score games. I think I mentioned this. I'm looking. So these are the teams that have played every game this season has been a one score game. All right.
Okay.
So you got the Cardinals. They're 2-2. You've got the Eagles, who are 4-0, and you've got the Bucks, who are 3-1. So those three teams have played all one-score games this season.
We should
every has played at least one-score game now. There's nobody who doesn't have a one-score game.
There was a stat that the Eagles have been outscored in all four of their games, or not outscored, outgained in yardage,
right,
in all of their games. Right. The last team that did that and started 4-0 was the last year of the Ken Whisenhunt-led Arizona Cardinals, who finished the season 5-11. So my fingers are crossed that history repeats itself.
I mean, the Eagles, like, the one thing about them is, like, their defense, like when we talked about the game against Tampa Bay, their defense came out like, okay, we're going to win this game. Like, the defense was like, we're just going to win this game. Like, we're not going to, whatever the offense does, be damned. We're just going to take over. So, I mean, as long as they stay healthy, they should be. I mean, I just don't. There's going to be a game eventually where that offense becomes a liability, I think.
Right. Well, it's already like been a liability at certain moments of games. It's just like they haven't ended up having to pay for
it. But like
in the end,
if they play a team, because remember that when they played the Chiefs offense was definitely not running on all cylinders.
No, it was not.
But if they play a team that has an offense that can challenge their defense, and they have a defense that can, like I don't know, the Buffalo game, like Buffalo's defense, if Ed Oliver's back by that point, well, that'll be interesting to see. But I'm really interested to see, like, if the Eagles play a team that has a somewhat high-powered offense, what that kind of game looks like. So
right.
But we'll see. Well, they do play the Chargers at some point this season, so that might be interesting.
Well, the problem with the Chargers, though, is that they are also completely decimated.
That's
right
true.
Now, so that's kind of a problem.
That's true. So actually, before we sign off, that might be something interesting to look at. I just want to pull up the Eagles' schedule real quick. I know they obviously have to play the Cowboys again, at least one more time. Here's the Eagles.
Amber alert.
Amber alert. Okay, so they have the Broncos this week. They have a quick turnaround for a Thursday night game at the Giants. Then they go to Minnesota, come back, host the Giants. They have a week off. Okay, here's where I think this will be tricky. At Green Bay on a Monday night, host the Lions on a Sunday night.
Ooh.
Go to Dallas the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Ooh. I actually kind of like how that actually sets up pretty good for us, because they're going to have some like really tough opponents right before us. So I like that.
Yeah, and you guys right before that will have played You'll have just played the Raiders on Monday night, the week
Oh.
before. So the Cowboys are at New York. They're at the Jets. They're at the Panthers. The home Commanders. At Broncos. Home Cardinals. Week off. Home or at Raiders. Those are both Monday night games, by the way. The Cardinals and the Raiders. And then you host. And that's when you guys start that Thanksgiving roundabout where you have Eagles, then you host the Chiefs, then you host the Lions.
Yeah, so this is we're hitting the part of the Cowboys schedule where they actually need to pile up some wins. So one,
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 1 right now. If you can, put together win like 4 out of 5, then like maybe you.
I mean, you should be able to win. You could win the next 3 games. Honestly, I mean,
what's the
and then the at Broncos is tough. Then you get that. That's a very odd. Play a Monday night game, have a bye week, and then play another.
I know that's weird. I don't understand that either.
Oh, we should also mention we've had our first flex of the season, kind of. So the Saints in week 6, so not this week coming up, but next week. We're supposed to play the Patriots in the late afternoon window, and the Buccaneers were supposed to host the 49ers in the early window. Those 2 games have been swapped. So the Saints will now play the Patriots, which it should be. I mean, like,
yeah.
Don't make me wait till 3:00 to just watch the Saints lose.
Yeah, don't make me wait till 3:00 to raise my blinds.
Right, exactly. I will say one last thing on the Saints. I think I mentioned this on the show. I put a wager down for under 1.5 for longest winning streak on the season for the Saints. So basically, like they won't win. They won't win 2
consecutive games.
Right, they won't win consecutive games. They have a 3-game stretch late in the season where they play. I could be getting the order wrong, but they play Dolphins, Panthers, and Jets. Or no. And then the Titans, I think, are in that too. So like,
it's a real gauntlet. You could slip up and win 2. Slip up and win 2 in a row.
You could screw around and win. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have a feeling the Saints in the back half of their schedule are going to screw around and mess up their draft pick, but we'll see. We shall see. All right. Anything else you want to tell the fine folks before we sign off for the week?
I think that's it.
All right. Hope everybody has a good week. Enjoy the football. We will see everybody next week. Until then, happy football.